FXBros.
Yep. All right, y'all, we here. We back at it. Shout out to our slight increase in subscribers. You heard me? We at 44 right now. Shout out to that. Still on the rise, OTR. We before we break down last week, one thing I just want to point out, we finally got, some movement in the market. I guess basically still not a true breakout of sorts, but we still getting structure. It's just heavily wicked and heavily rejected at certain levels. As you can see up here is one of a key level where we're seeing a lot of wick rejection, but that's basically just stemming from this old support we had from May, into May into June 1st. So that's why we're getting all these resistance wicks coming from August, end of August, and also in September until the last day of September, which was Friday. We had a nice rejection from these highs. Still in all, throughout all that, what we have been creating is new yearly lows. So we had a yearly low ultimately created. This was the old yearly low from May 31st, and then we had a new one on mid-August on the 17th. Then that low was broken around September 5th. And then the low of the 5th, which was equal lows, 5th and 6th, was broken just recently on Wednesday. And we have a new low extending all the way down to 63.31. And from that point, we rejected back pretty much into the midpoint of this somewhat a consolidation. Like I said, we haven't had a real true breakout of sales. We've been getting lows broken, but every time we break that low, we quickly bounce back into the midpoint of this overall range, which would be, I'll put the fibs out. Let's see. Take this low to that high. And basically this midpoint, this green line. So 64.43 up in that area. And that's basically what market has been returning to after we've been breaking these lows. I think we had somebody. John, man. Oh, what's popping, my boy? Yeah, breaking these lows. That's pretty much what's been going on the daily. The last strong bearish run with a lot of volume and force has been since July 14th. We've been in the sell, breaking structure here. And then the old lows from May 31st, we broke that, stemming from this last potential bullish scenario that could have set up. We rejected that. That would have been a nice transition and trend. We would have continued higher, but being that we didn't, we had a lot of liquidity to grab, especially from these equal lows and old lows from the year. That's been holding steady since May 31st. So we were attacking that, and That's pretty much what we've been at. Like I said, I still have this old low, the low that's been broken since shit. We've been broke this on August 15th, and we went in October. But until we truly leave this area, I won't take this area off. Like it's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's pointless, but we still have been returning to this area. So I just want to see price completely leave from here if we're gonna continue bearish. Other than that, I'm probably expecting, price to still hang around here and maybe potentially finally get this bullish push we need, which we don't have a lot of areas to fill on a daily. Like we had this big gap we were attacking and areas down here that we're attacking. I don't see anything up here. I mean, we do have this, but I feel like that would be a manipulation situation for price to run all the way up here unless if it's, some type of news, like Pip said, keep an eye on a dollar, watching that index. Whoa, what's poppin', brother?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Shit.
Glad to be back on Sunday.
No, for real. We active. But one thing that did stick out too is that bullish engulfing we got on the daily. I've been wanting to say, like, you can't ignore larger time frame engulfing candles, especially when it's coming from a sweep of a strong low like this. I'm not gonna say we just going bullish straight off of that, but I know that's powerful. And I'm not gonna be surprised if we fill this wick with more buys. The last Friday's wick, I won't be surprised. Even though we still continuing with bearish structure, still to this day, we still got lower lows and higher lows. Let's see what the weekly looking like, just to look at a larger scale. I mean, if you're really looking at things, we did get a weekly engulfing here that didn't pan out to anything. It didn't fill its wick, no volume, but we didn't leave this scenario just yet. We still within the scenario. So even if you are a long-term trader, which there is really nothing. It's clean traffic, but it's already been filled, if you will, but still clean traffic. If you were a long-term trader and you were buying from August off this engulfing, depending on where you have your stops at, if it's 100 or a few hundred pips, you may have been stopped out. But as you can see, it did swing these lows, but it traded right back up into, the median area of this full zone that we've been in consolidation with. So it's still a potential for this scenario, this engulfing to still play out, and maybe price may go as high as here, but like I said, on the lower time frames, I still got areas up here on the 4 hour that we still haven't tested yet from August. And we ran through September and into October now, so it's prime for a nice rally. And I'm pretty sure the other aligning factors will show the same thing. Like if we pull up the dollar index, or maybe we pull up gold, a lot of the correlating pairs will show the same thing, just for that added confirmation. Let's just throw the monthly on here. The monthly is showing a little slightly different scenario. We zoom out. For sure bearish. I mean, I ain't got to zoom out too far, but that's gone from 2015. But we for sure bearish. if you look back in history, all these bearish engulfing seem to work out on the monthly. Like it's hard to go against it if the trend is continuing with, you know, the move that it's gone with, because we do have a bullish engulfing, but it's not coming from structure, whether it's a previous swing point or a confirmed low, old low, or whatever you call it. It's kind of still near the high that it just created. So that's probably why that one didn't work out. But nonetheless, continuing with trend, all the bearish engulfing seemed to work out. So I'm gonna put my money on this bearish engulfing that was closed on, what was this, August? Yeah, the month of August. We had a bearish engulfing. And that's also following by the potential of this bullish engulfing that's set up in June that could have resulted in a nice bullish run, but you know, we were stopped right here at 68.92 twice. Market tried to reach that area twice, so that's a little strong area to keep in mind. See if we're going to at least maybe reach for that area or at least break past it, you know, to try to confirm some bullish structure on the market. But right now, the bears are still in control. And looking at the monthly, I could see some potential for bearish moves, whether it's, you know, a full sell-off finally to take out these lows from October 2022. I could see that happening, or just like the previous month did, swinging the low of the last month, you know. And if it does that, but doesn't close below it, I feel like that's just grabbing more. It's tricking more traders into sales to potentially buy up. But like I said, that type of scenario will take at least a month or two to play out, you know, for you to see that. That's like some December, January next year type shit. Um, but yeah, I mean, same structure on the weekly, daily, same thing. Going bearish. So let's look at the 4 hour. Look at history and some of these points. So we still have this area. That's a 1 hour gap, but it's still an area on the 4 hour that still needs to be filled. Price has not reached this area yet since August 1st. No, this is, you know, August 10th. Tripping. Since August 10th, we still have areas for price to fill in. Look like we're trying to get there, especially next with this nice bullish run on Friday. We haven't had a nice continuation of bulls buying the market back up like this at all. Even looking back at the last structured swing low, if you will, besides this one, but this prominent one, this last one that resulted in a gap to fill. That was, like I said, August 10th, and we already went through that month, September, and now we're in October, and this is the first scenario we've seen. So this probably is a good sign to lead us into that bullish move we may be waiting for to reach into these areas. If we get there, I'll probably extend this out. But still, we got areas up here from August 1st. We got July 27th. I don't know what this is. What's this? July 14th. We still got areas from February 14th. Right here that needs to get filled. So a lot of bullish targets. And hopefully, with the amount of candles that it took to scale this range versus this. See how choppy this was to get to this area? And it just basically took, what was this, Wednesday, like 2 days versus a strong 2.5 weeks. So yeah, that's a sign. So I would mark up, if I'm looking for targets for market to reverse into and possibly buy from. I'm gonna grade this out because I really don't, but I don't mind market coming this low, just because we did break this old daily gap from November 2022. We did break this fully, so I could really remove this, but I just want to leave it on for probably this last week because I'm thinking the market can swing through this 50% level one more time. Maybe fill this gap, and this might happen later in the week, but I'm still gonna keep this down for just remembrance, just so I can have that in the back of my head. Yeah. I wouldn't mind putting a few orders right there just to see, but it's kind of real close to this low, so market may extend past it, but still at all, that could be a target. For sure, this area, especially with how the market has rejected from this gap on the 1 hour that we could talk about. Yeah, I see this area too. There we go. So we're gonna leave that up. I'm gonna mark up the previous weekly zone too, since we are in a new range. So this is the new week here. This is our old weekly range, so we're gonna pull out our fibs. We're gonna go from this high to, I can't see the low. God damn. This was flexing last week, boy. And our midpoint would be right here, this green line. So we're gonna take this, move that to right there, and down. There we go. That's a 4 hour. Nice. So nice area for market to sweep under this 50% level. So a nice area to buy at the discount range of this weekly zone. Anything below 50% is discount. Anything above is premium. We want to buy at a discount. We want to sell a premium. So that's all lining up. I like that scenario. I like that the fact is the market left this area right before the weekly range. We also have a deeper area down here to look at, so we'll monitor that. let's drop down to the last little. This was, like I said, this one I pointed out on Friday. I think Friday, Thursday, Friday morning. It's nice engulfing right above, you know, the open, close, the setup happened right above this 50% level of this old range that was waiting to be filled from, I guess, September 20th on Wednesday. So that was the previous week from this trading week. And the market needed a lot of force to get back up there. So it's not only swept lows, but created a new low of the year and also closed on a daily within this old daily gap from November. So like I said, this is voided out, but I'm gonna leave it up one more week. Then I'll take this area off because we're done with that. Market filled it, did what it had to do, and we could take that off. But like I said, market did trade from sweeping that low, creating that lows, enough volume, enough volatility for market to push higher and trade right back into this area that needed to fill. Ultimately, it's probably coming back for more volume, more liquidity to add to buys and maybe take out this high. And which is here. And really all these highs. That's all combined. I look at that whole combined scenario and really look for this area. And yeah, and then we'll start looking at these targets, maybe. Once again, shout out to the little minor growth we got. We had 44 subscribers, you heard me, on YouTube, all organic.
Yeah, fire. Appreciate that.
Get up there, you heard me. That we're gonna try to give y'all more consistent content too, especially with that morning live. But we gotta get back on that. That shit was the move.
Oh yeah, it was consistent. You know, activity during the times that we, you know, would like to set for ourselves. So just having the schedule of waking up and not only trading but going live just build a little more responsibility, you know, with the consistency of just doing that. But yeah, man, that showed that was great. It was needed, and you know, like you said, we will get back towards that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess let's talk about the news. See what we got. See what we got popping with the news. Coming up, we are in a new month. This is the new quarter, the last quarter of the year. A lot of big things happening next year, so we're gonna close this year out with a very
Yeah, man, this is the new month to a new quarter. Let's say that again, loud and clear. Like, you know what I'm saying? New month, October. We done with the August and September. Yeah, close out the year, you know, strong.
okay. Let's see what we got. Sunday, we had news today. Judo Bank Manufacturing PMI for Australian dollar came out at 6 o'clock. Let's see. What do we have? So we have any volume right here. It's candle wick. That was a little volume probably for news. Got another little rejection at 8, taking that high. So it also looked like it engulfed this a little bit. So maybe we might be continuing for sales and reaching down to this area. So just monitor that. But yeah, we did have a little news come out on the Australian dollar. Monday, S&P Global Manufacturing, ISM, Fed Chair Powell is speaking at 11 o'clock. Oh, okay, he's trying to get early. That nigga said, I got somewhere to go. I'm done with this 2 o'clock ass speeches. That boy said he got a boat to get on. That's what's am. So we're gonna have a nice added volume after Monday's trading, Monday morning. So the markets will not be sleep. They actually be getting refired up, going into London close too. Later on, we got interest rate decision for Australian dollar that night at 11:30. So it's gonna be a fire ass volume ass day on Monday. Heavy volume. Tuesday, we got the jolts, job openings, 10 a.m. Later that night, Judo Bank Services PMI for Australian dollar at 6.
Hey, bro, something. I didn't mean to want to cut you off, but when with that interest rate coming out at 11, like right before. Yeah, no, that's true. It's like a part of that. A part of me will want to call that part of Tuesday, as far as like the volume that's gonna come from that.
Yeah, that's it's like London is definitely gonna utilize it. That's for damn sure.
Okay, yeah, all right. No, I just want to see.
That's gonna be a nice area for them to swing in the type of areas to take out trades and add more liquidity to their move. They could utilize that.
Right, right, yeah, okay.
I
No, that's
guess
good.
I look at that, but yeah, you're right. That is going into Tuesday. That's gonna be Tuesday's daily candle.
Right, okay, but
Yeah. And then Wednesday morning we got ADP employment change, S&P Global Services, ISM Services PMI, 8:15, 9:45, and 10 a.m. for the U.S. Wednesday morning. Australian dollar, we got balance of trade at 8:30. Thursday, you already know, we got the jobless claims at 8:30 in the morning on Thursday. Then 8:30 at night, we got retail sales for Australian dollar. So this about to be a fire ass week. Nice buying. You should be in profit very quick on this week.
easy volume too. Like
All right.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We popping it off on Friday with the burner, NFP.
Except for Friday.
NFP. So I'm just gonna call it. I mean, this should be a great week for if you patient enough and you understand what the market is trying to do to manipulate. This should be not only a great week for setups, but it should be a fast week for you to reach your take profit levels. This is going to be a lot of volume in the markets this week, so you shouldn't be in a trade and waiting for the next session for your take profit to be hit. At least like level 1 take profit. You know?
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, for sure. There'll be a lot of opportunities on.
Then stemming from what Friday did, the volume that put in on Friday, like yeah, I can see the market. Like I look at that as like a bouncing ball, and then it still got more bounce to do. Like that Friday was just that release.
Right.
You know what
Yeah, I like it, man.
I mean? Yeah. Probably, I think it's gonna be an easy week. It's gonna be a nice, fun field. Like I said, easy setups, nothing too difficult. Got a lot of volume from news. I think it's gonna be real good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of open shots. You know what I'm saying? You've been working on your form. You should be shooting a high percentage
Should be.
this week. Should be.
Going off of the past 2 months, you should be ready for this week.
Yeah.
You should be ready for this week.
Unless if you got hurt so bad that you like You know what? I ain't.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. Oh. Yeah, man. How everything going with you though? Besides all that.
Everything's good, man. Just been kind of rehabbing since after that run. Kind of messed my growing up between that and basketball, but that's just a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, everything's been good, bro. Just been grinding it out. It's been really busy with been a lot of conventions in the city, so that's been keeping me busy with that. Small festivals in the city and stuff like that, but it's keeping me busy, honestly.
That's what's up.
And preparing myself for this last quarter.
Yeah. Look forward to everything.
Yeah, man.
A great end of the year. Looking forward to next year. Matter of fact, I'm about to pull up the dollar index. You know, just look at that and see what could potentially be setting up. Is the big daddy dollar here. So we look at the monthly. This is where we are.
Damn, clean traffic to the left.
Right here.
No, where it's at right now. Zoom in on it. Like we at the monthly. Zoom in right up in there. Yes.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
So if we do feel this on the Australian dollar, we should see the low of, I would say, maybe the low of 2022 being tested. So I'm gonna let me pull up the Australian dollar again, the monthly, take our eyes off. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Now that could be that could easily be a fake out on that. As far as like looking at the technicals on that dollar index to see that it's not really creating a new high. You know what I'm saying? It can easily come like that and just reject
Yeah.
and do that as well. Yeah, because if it would have broke above that and you had clean traffic to the left, yeah, that would have made sense. But it's like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was a nice run up through the pandemic. I think
Yeah, sir. Go ahead and late.
holidays just pop out. So the dollar is increasing. This is all due to interest rates increasing.
And it's going to continue to shoot up for sure, I think, because especially as of recently, they was talking about the government shutdown, and they just passed a bill for more, like a relief bill or whatever, pretty much put more money into the mix.
Yeah, they ain't gonna never stop doing that. I'm sold on that. Like all that debt ceiling and relief funds and gotta sign this to get more money. Like, yeah, they ain't gonna never stop doing that. Because it's already written in code. Like we already believe in that whole situation. So like it ain't gonna never end. Like how much you need to have. What do you need to have to be good? You need 20 billion, 30 billion, 100? All right, bet. Let's try it again. Let me know if it worked out for you. So yeah, judging that, if we see the dollar continuing high, especially with that pop out that it just did out of consolidation on the monthly, I could see us with more potential bearish continuation, man. Like real talk. It definitely could be in the books. What you thinking about any moves? Anything you see? Anything you can call?
Early, I would say it all depends. I got my eye on the 4 hour, so it'd be what I would see in the morning. But if this 4 hour close engulfing, bullish, I would like that to fill the daily wicks that you were talking about. So if it closes bullish engulfing, I like that. You know, that's something I could see me possibly getting uh in the morning if it closes bullish engulfing, probably get it set up. If not, it will have to close bearish, below that zone towards that clean traffic, and then I can possibly see about getting a continuous sales on the 1 hour. But I like early this week. I like this bullish movement, and maybe it can just continue moving up for the week. If so, it'll do it early with this early news that we got with your boy speaking, and interest rates could probably shoot up early this week, and then it can turn back around
What
and
kind of
continue.
for if you did see a bullish move, like just the recent highs, or it's like a further high you would like to see the market?
No, like it all depends when the signal would happen, but like if it would happen, um, if you get a bullish engulfing on that 4 hour, then my targets would be 64.90.
Gotcha. I like that.
64.90. For that trade right there, I'm looking for that.
Gotcha.
And once it gets me out, then I'm out of it. And then it can go up and do whatever it want to do, and then I'll possibly. But because what it is about that time, you'll get a new daily, high and low anyway. So you'll be waiting for, or I will be waiting for those highs and lows to get broken, and then I get an opportunity,
right,
to that to execute. If it's below, I want to look for buys. If it's high, I want to look for sales. If it's breaking the highs or the lows consecutive days, then that is your swings. That's the ones that you can kind of swing on. But that's like keeping an eye and managing the trade. And when you think you got a potential swing set up, you just start moving your stop loss and your take profit. It's kind of like inching it away 10 pips, inching in 10 pips, and then once you're at a good area, you just let that trade run and leave it at like at a good area. But yeah, I like that honestly. I do like the bullish side. Looking at it right now,
right.
Especially
stemming from the 4 hour, I do see that.
Yeah, it looks pretty good on. It looks pretty good on a lot of time frames. To say we're in a consolidation on the daily and more so the weekly, I just like what it did last week. It kind of looked like it would, did a nice, a super drop, and then it did not close. It just came right back up. So, maybe like you said, this is that bounce and that first bounce up, and then it'll come back down and continue that movement that you talked about, the beginning of the stream. Looking at the monthly and the weekly, just seeing where we are as far as like technicals and the time.
Had to come that low. I mean, it was, it was like I said, it hadn't finished breaking fully continuously like a strong close below that November 2022 gap. Like it needed to come that low. That was that drop on, like, I think that was like Wednesday, Thursday last week.
Hmm. Yes.
Like I got it on the charts right now. Like if you look at the daily right there, like we needed this drop. Like we had a whole lot of wick rejections. This September 5th and 6th came close to fully closing through it, but with this sell-off from Monday, September 25th, yeah, that candle broke all the way through it, and I don't think it did it on the weekly. No, it probably not did. But yeah, man, we needed that. That's what we needed, and we got a strong rejection from that. Basically, went all the way back up past, past that old yearly low, but past 64.80. Shit, really all the way to 65 flat. That's what I shot up to. That was like 200 pips, damn near. In 3 days. Crazy. Look at the daily and look at some of the correlated pairs right quick. See if we see got some similarities. So positive correlation would be gold. It's the daily on gold. Gold is selling off. Oh, gold selling off like a month. Oh, selling gold about $1, maybe. Selling gold about $1, possibly.
Yeah, I have no clue, but yeah, that's like a
Sell-off
sell.
right here.
That's like a selling.
S&P, pretty much identical Australian dollar. Showing that little breakout to the builder side. Make it $100, which is pretty low just now. The key already created below. The negative correlated pairs, we got the USD CAD. Opposite of the bearish strength of the dollar. Euro Australian dollar should be the same way somewhat. Not quite, still somewhat on a bullish front. Bitcoin. Bitcoin just dancing.
Oh, that look good. That look real good. That's a buy.
Yeah. It's a buy for sure, but I still feel like there's got more selling to do. Let's see. Not sure how low it could go, but I like the Bitcoin to test back into this range. It would be some great buys there at 18,000, low 18,000s, high 17,000s, if we can get there low. If we get some kind of correction in the market or continued correction. But
Yeah, I don't know. I just see it can possibly just like what it did last year. You know, kind of did its thing last year and rallied up.
yeah, we did a nice little rally, still within it, and really broke structure of all of what it did this year. It's been pretty bullish all of this year. So this last quarter is going to be a telltale sign for Bitcoin. And you can look at last year, we were basically consolidating throughout the holidays. We had a sell-off early November 2021. Kind of had a sell-off too for November. So I don't know. Let's keep our eyes on that and see. We might be continued selling just like how we did, and if we do, maybe we could get down into that area. But for the past 2 years, the Bitcoin has been experiencing a bearish market. Last time we had a strong bullish market was through the pandemic. That first strong holiday year of the pandemic, 2020, it was a rally from shit crazy, bro. Shit rallied from 10,000 all the way to the highs of 60. That was the rally. Don't it feel like it was like 5 years ago when that happened?
Yes, yes. I mean,
20,
especially lately.
That shit crazy. That shit is crazy. And just for good measure, I'm gonna mark this area too, just in case if we do tank. That's where we possibly come to. We shall see. Got 3 hours left on this 4 hours, so we'll monitor that, see if we get that bullish engulfing. To probably look for some bullish scenarios to buy into. Also, we got some slight consolidation from Friday on the 1 hour into Sunday. So, which I don't know if you've been noticing, that's been kind of the setup every Friday into Sunday. You know, when Friday settles off, you start to see the smaller candles, smaller body candles start to consolidate. Then we get that into Sunday, and then you kind of could just on some shit wait for that breakout to happen. It's Sunday and the money sometimes. Might get this situation earlier, but yeah. A whole lot of ways you can look at the market once you've been in front of charts long enough and actually seeing what happens when certain amounts of volume and volatility hit the instrument that you're trading, whether it's indices or forex. You become one with the market.
That's the ultimate goal, ultimate level.
Yeah. And that's another reason that another level of patience why I don't rush this shit, because I know with time, once I grow my lifestyle to where I have the time to be 1000% without no distractions, to be in that morning volatility trading every day. Like, yeah, nigga, a beast. When I'm focused on the charts, like looking at it glued in, like I'm a beast to the point to where like getting in very highly probable trades and also realizing that, you know, is pretty much nothing happening. Like, it's not a move. It's nothing to catch. If you didn't catch it in London at 3 o'clock in the morning, or you wasn't in the trade from an overnight sleeper, sometimes the morning scenarios just don't give you a good setup. Like the move didn't happen yet. So you just gotta be, understanding on all aspects. And that should come with time. I don't care how many trading books you read, you'll never get that, unless if you spend time in the markets.
Yeah, man, that's like with anything, though. It takes time. Like if you're trying to, there's no shortcut, to something great.
Right. Shit, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Pretty much, I think we got an idea on what we want, what we'd like to see. I mean, we still got clean traffic on a 4-hour for sales. If we do get a bullish engulfing, we got clean traffic to fill on the bullish side. 1 hour is pretty much on the same scenario, so we just monitor that and keep everybody posted as we do. Previous day high. Previous day low. So yeah, man, we'll be back. Hopefully, I slide back in the morning at the studio after driving and chop it up in the morning and see what we can catch with that morning volatility. See if we're catching the setups. Probably catch a live session. See if we get that back popping. But other than that, man, you already know we will be out. Be out through the week.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.
Peace out.